just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up now.
Hello everyone and welcome to Fantasy Football Focus, and we've got an England team time. It is time for the England team. We've got England team picks here for an FPL team who you think would make it into an England team. But you can only choose from the Premier League, so that is why it's FPL assets. So first you can see on the screen I've got a team going on here. And then what we'll do is once we get the chat filled up with a few of you people, we'll be picking a team together. So yeah, a bit of fun, something to do on a Tuesday evening. So as you can see, I've gone for Dean Henderson in goal. And I know, guys, there's a lot of people that will probably say, "Oh, where's Trent? You know, where's Sancho?" Well, Trent, I don't have in my FPL team, just my preference. But yeah, key England player. But this is just for fun, remember. And obviously Sancho's from the Bundesliga, so you couldn't choose him. It'd have to be Premier League assets only. Ah, hello, Random Junkie. Yeah, he says Zaha. I say yeah. He's played for England before already. I think he's been in good form for Palace. I think he's playing well this season. So that's my logic why I've got him in there. And as I just said, we will be picking a team with the chat after this. So not to worry. This is just a team that I've got up as an example for when we do pick. Random Junkie says the Chelsea lineup: Mendy, Aspi, Tomori, Zuma, Chilwell, Jorginho, Kovacic, Mount, Werner and Giroud. Oh, nice. Very good. And then Henderson is who I've got in goal here for the England team. So obviously he played very well for Sheffield United and got called back to Man United. I think it's not long before he knocks De Gea off his perch at United and gets more first team football again. But I think Dean Henderson is a good go-to England goalkeeper, a great FPL asset as we know. And then we move into the defence. So I've gone with Ben Chilwell in there, ex-Leicester, very attacking, great England option. Now at Chelsea, he'll soon be in that Lampard side as well. Go to the chat quick. They play Spurs in 50 mins. Oh, well, I'll be tuning into that after this then, definitely. So if we can get this done quick, then I can go and watch the Chelsea Spurs game. It'll be an interesting watch to see, can Werner start netting? That's the question I'd ask after he's been blanking and letting down us FPL managers so much. We need Timo Werner to start returning, don't we, guys? And then I've gone Connor Cody in there. I think that he can be a good defender. I know Wolves just got spanked by West Ham, but I do think Cody is a good defender in there to have. And then Justin of Leicester, I think he's an up-and-coming player, so you could have him as well. gets down there very well, very attacking, gets into the opponent's box a lot. Americans Talk FPL, welcome to the chat. Good to have you here, guys. Carabao Cup, so Werner benched. I'm keeping faith with Werner. Americans Talk FPL, have to agree with you there. And that brings me to the FF Scout Academy. Make sure you check it out. I'm part of the FF Scout Academy. And so too is Americans Talk FPL, so make sure you go check out their channel as well. Hit the subscribe button and give them a follow as well. Great guys over there. As the title says, Americans talking about FPL. Make sure you check them out. So in the midfield, Raheem Sterling, no brainer, an obvious choice. Plenty of experience there. You can see I've got a mixture of youth and experience in this England FPL squad. And then we go to Mason Greenwood. I think he can come good again. I think he's probably been a little bit slow out the blocks. Man United getting that victory just about against Brighton. But I think there's more to come from United. They will get it together eventually. And then a player that has really impressed me so far for Leicester on the eye test, Harvey Barnes. Making them runs for Leicester in the midfield. Really attacking player. And I think that he deserves an England call-up, definitely. I think Southgate can't say no to him. Zaha, we know he's been in form for Palace as well. And I'm chatting away here, but the chat's going wild. Nice to see you guys here in the chat. Thank you for joining me. We've got Random Janky saying no Werner starts. That's the official lineup. I think Werner, a goal or two, could do his confidence. And maybe he could take that from the Caramel Cup, as I like to call it, into the Premier League. A goal under his belt might bode well for the German. Just get that goal and it eases a bit of pressure for a striker. It's always good, no matter how good a striker is. If he's not scored in a few, a cup game and a goal there can do him a world of good. So we'll see. Keep an eye on that. And then that brings me on to my England FPL forward line. Harry Kane, who I actually had in my FPL team and captain, got me an assist. Lovely, lovely. Harry Kane is the lion, isn't he, really? The main man for England, I'd say, when he plays Harry Kane. And then Dominic Calvert-Lewin, absolutely brilliant for Everton. He seems like an improved player, strength, mobility, getting his goals and doing very well under Carlo Ancelotti. So Calvert-Lewin definitely deserves a Southgate call up to the England squad, if you ask me. Welcome to the chat, Lucas Cox. He says, I have Martinez, Castagne, Trent, James, Podence, Barnes, KDB, Salah, Ings, Jimenez and Calvert-Lewin. Any suggestions? Lucas Cox, could you clarify? Is that any suggestions for players that you should bring into your team? Transfers, do you have any of them? Are you going to be playing a wild card? Is this in fact your wild card? Let us know in the chat. And then that brings me on to the guy that hurt me in this FPL game week was actually Vardy. I took him out on my wild card. I looked at the City fixture and I thought, Vardy's not going to do it, is he really? He's more of a penalty man. But my God, he got penalties, didn't he? And he got goals as well. A hat-trick for Vardy. Was the worst decision of my game week 3. But I've selected him in this England FPL team. And as you can see, he's got the captain's armband. I think he needs to come out of retirement, don't you? And play for England again. And then sub-goalkeeper, I've got Pope on the bench. Always a good FPL asset and a good English player. Good sub-goalkeeper to Henderson, I think. Danny Ings, Mr. Reliable, seems to keep on scoring. Doesn't stop, does he? Americans Talk FPL saying, thanks for the shout-out, mate. No problem at all. Quite welcome. And Mendy's playing too. 5.0 shout. Interesting. I'd like to see that, definitely. See how he gets on in goal for Chelsea. Can he keep the Spurs out? Yeah, I'd like to see how he plays. Quite exciting. And then Lamptey I have in the defence. Young man has been linked to Bayern Munich today. So Brighton, can you get more than 25 million for him? That would be you make the money, Brighton. Give Graham Potter some funds there, and that'll be incredible. And then obviously Jack Grealish has been playing very, very well. The guy who likes to wear his socks short but allows him to play better football, I feel. He's been playing very, very well. Definitely deserves an England call-up in my opinion. So guys, if you're new, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, like button, share the video with your friends, let them know, as we now go over to have a look at this England side. So here we go, guys. And as you can see, we have got blank team here to play with. We're going to be building our own England team. So guys in the chat, let me know, 2 goalkeepers, who would you have in there for England playing in goal as FPL assets? Let me know, guys. This is my first week, says Lucas Cox, on fantasy football. I'm trying to decide my starting lineup. That lineup is 0.6 over price. So have you got any suggestions? I also got Dunn, Mitchell and Susek in there. Okay, just reading your team again. And you've got these guys in there. Very good. I think you're going massive on your KDB and your Salah. That's taken up a lot of your budget. Your defence is big with TAA. Castagna's in the 5.0 category. You did say Dunn, who would be a budget option. I think if you get Dunn in, that will allow you some funds for sure. Danny Ings is quite priced highly. What is he? 8.1 Danny Ings now. Maybe you could get another striker in, Lucas, instead. But he is good, obviously, Danny Ings. Susek I think he's proved a lot of people doubters wrong. He's always involved, is Thomas Susek, so he'd be a good option, absolutely. Martinez is budget goalkeeper, and I think he's perfect, definitely. Let's think, who could you have? Well, instead of James, I suppose you could go Justin. That will save you some money. Let's just have a look for you, buddy. Justin is 4.7, so it will save you a few points there. Americans talk FPL say Lamptey got to be a starter. Grealish, Zaha is a difficult one. Ings is 8.6. My God, Ings has skyrocketed up. Of course he has. My God, yeah. Ings is worth more than I assumed. But he trolls me a lot, Danny Ings. So guys, goalkeepers in the chat, who do you think we should have? Well, I think we have to have Henderson, don't we, in goal? If you want to save that money, Lucas, go Justin for sure. I mean, he's very attacking. He's always in the box for Leicester, and I think even more so. But Castagna, I think, is an absolute baller, shall I say. Castagna by far the better player for me, and I think he will pick up more points. But Justin, a cheaper option and still just as attacking. So make a decision there. Go with your gut, though, is what I always say. Go for your gut. Henderson, says Lucas Cox. Thank you, buddy. We'll get Henderson in the goal then. Let's stick Henderson in. I nearly went to Sheffield United then. Easy mistake. He's at Man United now, isn't he? So we got Henderson into our England FPL team. And who are we going to have as the backup goalkeeper then, guys? Who shall we have? I quite like Darlow of Newcastle, believe it or not. He seemed to pull off a lot of good saves. But yeah, can't forget Pope, says Americans Talk FPL. I think Pope has got more experience, so that's why I'd pick him over Darlow. But Darlow, this guy here, he was on fire. Absolute fire. I was really impressed with him against Burnley. That was it. Yeah, keeping all them shots out. Fantastic. So I need to look for Popey here. There we go. Popey's in, guys. This is our England team so far. Henderson and Pope. It's taking shape. So we move to the defence. Do we want to have Trent in there? We've got to have Trent in there, haven't we, guys? What do you think? Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent's in, but would Joe Gomez be able to get into that side, or are there better options elsewhere? Let's have a look. So we've got Justin, we've got James of Chelsea, we've got Keane of Everton. I mean, there's Mitchell there of Palace, Cash at Aston Villa, Walker Peters, Rob Holding. There's so many options. It's unbelievable, guys. And I always forget that when I live stream. The chat is a bit behind what I'm actually doing, so I have to wait for suggestions at times as well. But I'm going to say we have to have Harry Kane in there, don't we? Up front, definitely. Senor. There's only 2 people in the chat at the moment, so what I'm going to do is start filling these spaces because I'm not going to get much input. Obviously, I'll take more help from the chat. If there was more people in the chat at the moment, then I could contribute to the team more, but I can't take suggestions without people. So I keep building the team, and if we get more people chatting, then I will listen. I will consider, of course. I will not forget you guys. And I'm going to get Justin in there. Keane, I think, has done all right for Everton. Let's go down. Let's have a look. Lamptey is a great youngster coming through. Really is. I think he's definitely one for the future. FPL Alex the Kid, welcome to the chat, buddy. It's good to see you here. Familiar faces. He says, evening, Triple F. Hope you're well. Yes, I am very well. Thank you, buddy. I was picking my team here. This is the team that I had earlier. So we'll just go to that now. This is what I come up with earlier, Alex, if you missed it. Just a few names in there like Vardy, Keane, Kane, Greenwood. I even had Connor Cody in there. Switch it up a little bit, a bit of a mixture. But we are obviously now picking our own team. So that's why I go to this screen. And this is what we've got together in the chat, picking a team. This is who we've got so far. Any suggestions for the England team, let me know in the chat and I'll get them added in. In the meantime, I'll keep adding them until, like I said, more people join. You got to be here. You got to be in it to win it, guys. You know, we've got England coming up after game week 4. Rob Holding, I think he's done all right. I think he deserves a bit of a shout in there. I think he's getting a bit better at playing out from the back. Nice team, says Alex. Thank you, Alex. Much appreciated, buddy. And thank you for supporting the channel and being here and contributing, buddy. Much appreciated. Oh, yes. I've just seen, I've caught up on my chat on my phone and I could see that my switchover went very well in transition. So I'm happy with that. I hope you enjoy my content, guys. Don't forget, I'm part of the FF Scout Academy. Which is an absolute honour. I really, really do enjoy being a part of that community and the FPL community, and it is great. Let's have a look then. Matty Target, definitely not. He's got too many bookings. He's just not good enough for me, Matty Target. Won't get in there. I think we'll move into the midfield because it will make selecting a bit easier. Let's have a look then. Michael Keane, yeah, let's put him in. I agree with you on that, Americans. I did mention him and you've said it. So I think you've reinforced that. Back to defenders. Michael Keane, let's just see. 0.6, a 7 and a 2 against Palace, but you know, not bad. I think he's played pretty well, and I like the way that FPL have actually given him arms this season. Poor old Castagna has had his arms taken away. I suppose they had to replace someone for the no arms picture. Unfortunately, Castagna's there now, but yeah, Keane in the side, nice pick. Thank you very much. into the midfield we go. And guys, I am seriously considering, you know, going back to commentating on games, but I'd only do one game. I'd do one game on a weekend. That's what I'd be able to manage to do, because I tell you what, live streaming takes your voice, but commentating, my God, I'd need a bottle of water for that to keep things going. You might see some of my older videos where I did commentary and I had loads of people in the chat, really enjoyed it. Some of the feedback was good, and it's something that I'd like to do again, is a watch along where I commentate FPL points wise on a game and keep you updated, and we just go over the points and that. So we'd just be like, De Bruyne, he's passed in, oh, it's 4 points for KDB, you know, and just really get in that vibe of FPL points and the drama. And oh no, -1, Rob Holding, red card. Hope I ain't cursed that one. Right, midfield. What we got? Luke Ayling. Oh, Americans talk FPL. I do like that. Leicester have been playing well. And I tell you what, Ayling seems to be heavily involved in everything that Leeds do. I already have the maximum amount of defender. Of course, he's a defender. Right. Who are we swapping him out for, though? Who are we swapping him out for? Lamptey is a baller. He really is. Linked with Bayern Munich, by the way. So there's big potential if Bayern have got their eye on him. They know a good player when they see one. I mean, he is a good player, isn't he? Puts 100% in, that's for sure. Guys, Ayling in there. I think we're swapping for Rob Holding. And I'm an Arsenal fan, but that's my opinion. I'd go that way. I think Holding's an alright defender, but I think he's really just adapted to the Arteta system. It's almost like he's forced to play this way. Couldn't really force him in, you know. So there we go, Rob. You've been relieved of duty. Ayling's in. And then we'll go into the midfield. Midfielder. Well. Let's have a look. So we could have Zaha. We could have Harvey. I think for me, Harvey Barnes has got to go in there. He's played so well for Leicester. Let's not lie about it. Let's be clear. Very attacking. I think a lot of the talk is his finishing needs to improve, but as long as he's getting himself into them areas, that will come over time, and we'll see more point returns from him. And then we got Holding or Justin. Yeah, that's fair. You know, yeah, they're gone, dude. Don't worry about that. Americans talk FPL. It'd be pretty cool to do a collaboration with you at some point. I think that would be an interesting one. I always dig the American accent, and interested to hear your views. I'm yet to collaborate on my channel with anyone yet. Normally I go on to other people's channels like FPL Nymphria, the Wildcats, people like that, and so yeah, it would be good. So let me know if you're interested in doing a collab. I think it'd be good for the Scout Academy as well. We're keeping active that way. So in the midfield, oh, Mason Mount has been doing all right for Chelsea, hasn't he? What do you think? Barnes and Mount in there, both similar kind of players, the way they play. Who else can we have, guys, in this midfield? Come on, guys, help us out in the midfield. Who do you think we should have in there? James Maddison. Wow, Jack Grealish. Look at this English midfield. I mean, when you think we can't pick Jadon Sancho because he's in the Bundesliga, that is not bad at all, is it, for a midfield? Maddison, Grealish, Barnes and Mount. And then let's go to... You guys think of a midfielder to put in there with them. And I'm going to go to the striking positions. Oh my, let's put Bamford in there. Call him up. Does Bamford get in there? Evening FPL tips. Tips in the chat. Welcome, Harry. Harry will be going live at 8 p.m. So after I finish this stream, get your popcorn ready. Head over to FPL Tips channel and make sure you join him. He'll be having the guest of last year's FPL winner on the show with him, talking to him all things FPL. Make sure you go and check that out. Alex the Kid said Thiago Alcantara has tested positive for COVID. Oh my, he's brang it from Germany, hasn't he? But in saying that, though, Alcantara, I tell you what, he is an absolute baller. I was dreading Arsenal playing against him versus Liverpool. We didn't even play against him with Liverpool. Imagine when Liverpool have got him. I'm actually thinking that Liverpool are going to retain the title again. I know it's early days. You can't see too far ahead. I see them as a team that's together, whilst Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, or Man City, they're all scratching their heads trying to get a team together. Like who's their actual preferred lineup? Not just that, but their rhythm. They're trying to get a rhythm together. Liverpool have got it, ticking along. They're going to have that head start early on in the season unless the other teams buck their ideas up and get some results and some form going. I just feel that way, and it pains me to say it because obviously I support Arsenal, but I do think Liverpool are favourites for sure to lift the title again. Thanks a lot, says Harry. No problem at all, buddy. We should all support each other in the community. Not a problem at all. DCL and Bamford. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Zaha in there. Let's find maybe Ings. Oh, so change the mind there. Would you... Bamford's been on fire, hasn't he? But I think you may go Ings for experience. What do you think, guys? What would you do there? Zaha, I love that shout in midfield. I think England's quite spoilt, really, and I do like the way that England are sending players to Germany to play, like Jude Bellingham. You know, Jadon Sancho speaks for himself. It just creates a player in another league. It allows them to grow, whereas they're not able to do that in the Premier League. So it's great for the England team. It gives us that extra expansion and extra options for the squad. I think it's amazing. And then Sindhu, welcome to the chat. Ing should make it, surely, he says. So, on that note, everyone is pretty much saying Bamford bye-bye. Just a quick question to the chat, guys. Do we think Bamford is going to slow down and not keep scoring? Do we think that will be something we'll see? Danny Ings, where are you? Danny Ings, there you are. Wow, guys. Nice, strong England team here, I must say. No Harry Maguire, says Tips. Henderson to McCarthy. Oh, interesting. I don't like McCarthy because of my start to FPL, but he did bag a clean sheet last game. Maybe I'm sore about that. But Henderson I do like, but he does need to play more, doesn't he? He needs to get into that Man U team. I think at Sheffield United he done great. England's got plenty of great strikes. They certainly do, Americans talk FPL, that's for sure. Harry Maguire, do we think that we should have Harry Maguire in there? I mean, he's plenty of experience. There was a lot going on with him, obviously, with the England squad. You know, what do we think? Do we think that would he have lost Southgate's faith? Surely not. Surely he's still in there. I don't like Leeds' schedule with City and Wolves coming. Do you know what? After Leeds played Liverpool in that first game, goal thriller, where they lost, they'll be doing the same again. Are they going to expose Man City? Or will Man City be like, after the defeat that we do see with City, as they bounce back, they clamp down, and they don't have it? expect to see a demon unleashed from KDB and Pep and co next game week, I do believe. But yeah, what do we think? Harry Maguire, I think he's got plenty of experience. I think this is a nice sort of mixture of youth and sort of new players, new boys, knocking on the door of Southgate and saying, give us a chance. You know, I think Maguire is probably definitely in the England squad for sure. But this is just a bit of fun. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. Seems like the light team that can score against anyone with their tactics. If they can, the results might be fixture proof. So guys, you have selected your England team here. This is your England team. What about Callum Wilson? He's not going to get in there, is he, over Calvert-Lewin? He's not doing enough. I think the reason why he's not quite getting the service at Newcastle, he needs to be doing more. He got that penalty, didn't he? So to me, a penalty doesn't quite count when you've been quiet. You want to see his involvement in open play more. And these other guys, Ings, Calvert-Lewin and Kane, are showing more at the moment. So this is your team. I will announce it on Twitter who you guys all picked. So well done, guys. It's been fun doing this for sure, I must say. And I'll give you a cheeky little quick peek into my team ready for game week 4. I've renamed the team 50 Shades of Grey because my name is Graham, spelt with a Y, so I thought, yeah, we'll do that. Just mix up a bit. Team names can be fun, can't they? And this is what I'm going with in game week 4. So I've got Martinez in goal. I like it because he's against Liverpool. The goal is going to get peppered. And the guy's going to be making saves. Don't expect him to keep a clean sheet because Liverpool will just keep knocking. But the save points, can you imagine if they get a penalty, could save a penalty. Liverpool are most likely to get a penalty. With that said, VAR rules are possibly changing on the handball rule. So the handball that was given, I forget who it was given on, but it struck his arm from behind. He wasn't even looking. That handball, that type of handball won't count. But other ones where it's struck against the arm and you're close proximity of the ball, they will count. So the Premier League having a look at that and definitely change their mind because it is spoiling football. I mean, we've seen it all over Twitter, haven't we? How it's ruining the game. So that's a good job done by the Premier League, I feel. They're listening to people and quite clearly they were poor decisions. They ruined games, really, with the VAR. Right, so I've got Saïs against Fulham. Fulham have looked terrible, haven't they? Absolutely terrible. I expect Scott Parker will not last the season. I think he'll be given his marching orders if it carries on like this because they look like they haven't got a clue. They didn't even know who was meant to take the corner. You know, Cavaliero was there with the boys like walking off from the ball. Who's taking the corner? Oh, no one's taking it. Okay, I'll take it then, guys. No organisation even for a corner. You must know before you go into a game, Scott Parker, who's supposed to be taking your corners. That's really poor, especially in the Premier League. Sorry, Scott, I had to say that. But yeah, Gabriel in the central defence for me against Sheffield United. Hopefully Arteta recalls him. If not, Cody will auto-sub in. But I expect Gabriel to make a return. I think that we favoured Luiz for the bigger game against Liverpool. Just the experience of Luiz. And then Castagna, he excites me. He'll be coming in there. And Barnes, De Bruyne in the midfield. Rodriguez and Podence if he becomes fit in time in my midfield. I got Kane, captain, so far. That could change to De Bruyne against Leeds. I could see that game being end-to-end. And then Calvert-Lewin, Werner, and then my bench is as this is. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to the England FPL Dream Team stream live. Thank you guys so much. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and guys, thank you